You're really digging in, Barbara Walters style.
Don't worry, the next question's about spandex, so we're keeping it light.
Oh, no, I did not sleep in that Jacuzzi, and I crashed my car right through our front property.
You don't tan? It's
No,
just that's
I
it?
run a cancer organization. I can't tan.
She can't.
I can't.
I
can't.
Thank you. I managed to go an hour of the interview without my accent coming out, and now.
I can't.
Michael Chernow and Daniel Holzman are nothing if not playful together. Which makes sense once you know that they're childhood friends and creators of the wildly successful Meatball Shop. While staying serious around them was a real challenge, we still managed to chat about the secret sauce behind their success and longtime friendship at Daniel's home in Brooklyn. Why don't we start with how you guys met and how old you were?
Dan was 14, I was 13. Our mothers, it was arranged. It was an arranged thing.
Arranged friendship.
I guess Dan's mom came into the dentist's office. My mom was the office manager. They started talking. Dan went to LaGuardia, was going to LaGuardia High School. I was about to go to LaGuardia High School.
He played the tuba.
We always worked in restaurants all through high school. We were the only kids that worked in high school.
We just
really.
always had a job. He always had money in his pocket. Always, always, always.
He, was much more interested in cooking. I was much more interested in the people. So I went to the front, he went to the back, and we sort of just did that. That was our trajectory.
How did you come to the idea to do something together?
It was many years later. We were talking about when we were like 13.
Yeah, so what happened to get you there?
I called up Dan, I guess I was 25, 26, and I said, dude, I'm gonna go to culinary school. And when I get out of culinary school, I'm gonna open up a restaurant. And I really want you to do it with me. He was the executive chef at a big restaurant in San Francisco, and he was like, all right, go to culinary school, do what you gotta do. You got a couple years and then reach back out. So I did it. I went to culinary school. It took me about a year and a half to finish.
He graduated with honors. Just saying, I did.
And then,
Very proud.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was a nice
Just
little
saying,
proud friend moment.
with honors.
Dan and I, we found this restaurant that we were gonna open. It had a little side window. Side window was next to a busy bar. We looked at that, we said, that's an audience. We have a window. We can serve that audience something inexpensive, delicious, drunk-inspired food, right?
It would be like, yo, after midnight, you can get these whatever out of the window.
For $5.
So
like
the
$5.
idea to serve drunk people as your primary market came out of a location, not out of really wanting to hang out
because it
with
was
them.
like, yo, we're gonna have our restaurant in here, and we want to capture this audience and have this like, yo, what's that cool thing that those guys are doing, that off the menu thing. But we're like, we don't actually want them to come into our restaurant. So how cool? Oh, it's got the side window. We're gonna serve something. We're going back and forth, and we went around the neighborhood, and there was like shawarma, French fries, and there's pizza late night.
Pizza.
And it was all comfort food, but it wasn't. All drunk food is comfort food, but there was nothing healthy.
And then I said to Dan, what about meatballs? Nobody's doing meatballs. I wanted to have like a laid back environment, but a little bit fancier food. He did not want to do fancy food at all. He wanted to do meatballs. And thank God for that, because that's what we did.
So you
Why
guys
would you
never
ever-
compromise on your
never
ideas?
compromise.
Do you just arm
don't
wrestle?
compromise.
How do you come
We
to an
fight.
agreement?
No, we don't arm wrestle.
We scream and get angry and then.
And then compromise?
No, if we disagree, we don't just go like, oh, well, screw it. You're like, I just don't want to fight, so like you can choose whatever you want to choose. We're like, we're gonna fight until the winner wins.
That's a lie.
How did you decide to go to therapy?
Our friendship is very solid, and actually, as friends, we're great. As business partners, we need coaching, and it didn't really help us.
It didn't help.
No, it just really stirred it up. We got more angry. Like we'd be having a great week. We'd walk into therapy like holding hands, and then we'd walk out of therapy like, I f***ing hate you. Then
No,
we
we weren't
both kind of
angry.
you.
I was
What?
angry. I didn't hate you. I
You
was
were
angry.
so angry. You literally were like, I'm gonna pull my hair out. But because we were friends, that's sort of how the relationship went, and we didn't really have a guideline as to how to prevent that from happening.
Now we have like full division of who does what exactly and who's in charge of what, period. And there's no back and forth, and that evolves.
And is there still a really strong friendship and personal? Do you see each other outside of work? When something awesome or terrible happens, do you call each other?
If something happened to Mike, I would be there to take care of him absolutely 100%. And
Absolutely, I would be there for Dan.
Woo!
When people are like, how is it being in business with your best friend? I basically, this is like my typical answer.
This is one of the things that I hate about Mike, that he says this. Because it basically means that I'm an asshole.
No, so everybody is an asshole. I mean, Yael, I don't know you very well, but I know that you're an asshole.
I'm an asshole.
I know you are. He's an asshole, I'm an asshole, everybody's an asshole at some time or another, most of the time more than, not. People are assholes, and I would much rather be in business with an asshole who I love and trust than an asshole who's gonna f me.
These guys obviously don't struggle with honesty as business partners, which is probably why their childhood friendship is still so strong. But how honest will they be in our quickfire round? Biggest difference between your partner now and in high school?
Hair.
Okay.
Maturity.
What's the first thing you do in the morning?
Push-ups.
I check my phone.
What do you check on your phone?
Instagram.
Honest man.
Tinder is what you check first.
No, you never check Tinder in the morning.
What is the best lesson you learned from him?
Go first.
How to be thoughtful.
How
How to listen.
how
How to cut them off.
Yeah, we can please cut him off again.
Greatest lesson I learned from Dan, how to be more confident. We've sort of made a pact with each other that, you know, no matter what, we're gonna be friends. And when things in business are, you know, when we're not seeing eye to eye in business, it certainly bleeds into our personal relationship. And I think that's just life. We press pause, we take a step back, we let the dust settle, and then we typically give each other a hug and say, you know, I'm sorry, I love you.
For John.
Yeah, and that's it.